Good morning, everyone. Day 7. I woke up this morning to see that we have 15 users already on the site. Remember last week it was 3 and 2 were me? Hey, 15x jump. Not bad. Thank you for visiting the site. Please let me know what else I need to build that suits your needs. I know that I have a lot more to build, a lot more basics, and I'm getting those in. Last night, I built the ability to see on the monthly, weekly, 4-hour, 1-hour, 2-hour time frames. I just haven't shipped it yet. But I think one thing I'm starting to feel is that people who do social media and share their founder stories have a higher chance of success, not only because they found a way of traction, but also because no matter how little the view or the comments, like you wake up and people actually liking your stuff, it's easier to persuade your wife it's all worth it. But also it just gives you like energy to say, okay, I'm gonna get home at 8 and start working still. That's been nice. Today, I want to talk about venture capital, the pros and cons of it. I know one of the commenters wanted to know. Okay, so let me share my experience with venture capital. For those who you don't know, venture capital is basically professional investors on startups, and you go there to get a ton of money. And I raised in the tens of millions for the company, not for myself. So let me start out with maybe the bad first, and then go for the good. Okay, the bad. I think in my 20s, I was seeking glory, almost like vanity type of thing, where at some point it stopped being about the quality of the product or the retention rate, how people love and sharing your product. It became more about like how much money you're raising, right? Because you share that with your friends and everyone thinks you're doing well. But one of the biggest problems with VC funding is that it really masks product market fit, the concept we talked about yesterday. In other words, it masks your signals on, do people actually want your product? Are they coming to your product because they like it, or are they coming to your product because you paid a ton of marketing dollars to go get somebody? It really masks that. It's a trap where you could always grow by spending money. You could always grow by getting a bigger team and hiring professional salespeople who are promising you that, oh, a deal is very nearby and everything is good. It reminds me of that episode in the show Silicon Valley where like one of the co-founders is basically just buying people in Thailand to click on the and download the app. That's what VC money buys you, especially in the beginning. And so for the founders out there who just has an idea, raised a ton of money on it, but you're actually not seeing user growth or not seeing the retention rates you want, be very careful. This leads to the second con. Once you get VC money, the scale of expectations just dramatically increases. Meaning for a team of 3, if you make it to 20,000 paid users or whatever, that's great. Everyone paying you $10 a month and you can make a living for 2 to 3 people at least at the minimum. But once you take VC money, it's, oh, making 5 million is basics. Right? So the expectation of scale is going to be a lot. So you hire, right, to go get that. So you hire salespeople, you hire marketing, you put marketing dollars, you try to hit that. Very expensive. And when you actually look at the financial picture, you're very negative. You're actually paying people to use your app, right? Like net negative. And so then you need more money. Okay, so then you need more money, and there's like a time scale of typically 2 years you need to do this, and you need to back out 6 months. So a year and a half, you as a founder, instead of working on the product and how good it is, you're spending all your energy basically pitching decks and working on contract deals and all of this stuff. And they are measuring you on growth rate, right? So initially you might be able to go get that growth rate just by being very net negative. And you could do that for a few rounds, but eventually it catches up with you. And remember what I said about the signal, it really masks the signal on your product quality. And so then eventually you still need money and you hit this point where you didn't grow enough, and they will do what is called a flat or down round, meaning the next raise, they're just giving you money, but the valuation of the company doesn't change. And that hurts a lot from a company morale, from reputation. And the next time you need money, you're in trouble. So I would say if you hit the ground running with a few rounds of funding already, but you know that your growth rate is not there, your retention rate is not there, your revenue goals are not there, slow down. Like, it's way better. Just at the end of the day, you're trying to build something for yourself. You're trying to build a business, financial freedom, right? Like, it's way better to think about how to be profitable on your own without the money. In fact, when you have to be profitable and earn money through the app without external funding, you really know the signals. Are people pulling out their wallet to pay you for your service? Your life depends on it, right? And so if you're getting profitable, the rest of the money will follow. It's not like VCs all of a sudden says, oh, you're profitable, I don't want to give you money. It's actually the opposite. The more profitable you are, the more like you have a choice. And so that leads the pros of it. Okay. Let's say you very quickly found product market fit. People are coming back. They're sharing with their friends about your app because it's so much better than what exists. You're getting organic growth. A good percentage are paying you and per user net positive. If you're one of those, then VC funding could make sense. Just take a little bit of it because maybe you're blocked by not having someone to post social media videos for you or edit something like that. You have to do everything yourself on top of a full-time job. And VC money, it's going to help with that. You commonly hear this phrase of pouring fuel on the gas. And that's what it means. It's like you already have the gas. You're just like taking money to have more people to do the thing, to do the gas. That makes any sense. Anyway, so now that I'm in my late 30s, I'm really thinking about how to just make a living from it. I'm definitely going through the second route, and I'm not aiming here to hit it in the millions or whatever. But for those of you who are like on the same track as me, you never know. Maybe the market's way bigger than you think. And that happens quite often too. We tend to underestimate the market. All right, my baby's crying and I gotta get to work. So that's how I wanted to share today. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.